Zach,
Hector.
since technically, well, we
I think
won't be able to record on the proper day. Happy 3 seasons.
Happy 3 seasons. It took me a second, but it clicked shortly after. Happy 3 seasons. So yeah, we'll use this. Fuck it, man. It's our show. We do what we want. This is the official 3rd anniversary or start. This is the 3rd. This is the start of the 3rd season of Breaking Down the Tape, man. It's been a pleasure.
Technically, it's May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, but we won't be recording, so.
This counts. Eat it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. As we said, it is our birthday, or close to fuck enough. Happy birthday to Breaking Down the Tape. I'm Papa Smurf.
And I'm sad that you still keep listening to us.
Somebody does. Somebody fucking does. A handful of people do, and you know what? That's why we do it. Not really. We do it because we fucking want to, whether you people listen to us or not. We enjoy you listening, but we were gonna do this anyway. So anyway, thank you for joining us for 3 seasons, as my light is like ridiculously bright over here. Today, we will be following a very simple format. I'll be bringing up a couple of topics for Hector to go ranting on, and then we'll talk about obviously the NFL draft and why the Jets are going to the Super Bowl because it's a lock, so place your money. Hector, let's start off with numero uno. So, have you heard in hockey of an e-bug? Now, this isn't a joke. I know that I hit you with eye ladies the other night, but I swear to God, this isn't a joke. There is such a thing in professional hockey known as an e-bug, an emergency backup goalie.
Okay, I think I actually have heard of it. I never heard of it as an e-bug. I do believe like you get a goalie and then you got your backup goalie and then there's the emergency backup goalie who, if I'm right, can be like any positioned player.
So it's a goalie specifically. It's only for a goalie, but for either team. So it's a guy who gets designated before the game. He's a fan in the stands, just a citizen, not a random citizen. You have to obviously, be connected with the NHL in some way, but you're somebody who has played hockey before. And if both goalies go down for one team, they come to you and are like, hey, fuck nuts, get fucking warmed up. This might have been the first time you've played hockey in 10 years. Get on the ice. So my question to you is, or I guess I want to go on, like, how would you feel if you were just sitting here watching a game, like if football had an emergency backup quarterback or something, and they were like, hey, you know how you registered to do this? Congratulations, bitch. Get out there and go do it. Like, what must be going through your mind?
I'd feel like Mikey.
Give me 90
With
days.
3 to 6 months training, I can do it all. I can do it all. With 3 to 6 months training. You know what? I signed up for this 6 months ago. And I trained. I'm ready. This is my stardom. After this game, I'm getting a 5-year, $100 million extension, and that's it. I'm riding into the sunset.
The unintended consequence of all of this is maybe in some small way proving Mikey right. And I hate that. I hate that for me. Because I mean, this is theoretically a person that has been staying in shape, that has been ready to go, that has been training. This dude that happened, I think it was last night or the other night, is a life insurance salesman. And they came to him before the 3rd period and like, hey, bruh, it's go do your thing. Go face frozen fucking pucks from NHL like professional fucking players. Like, I can't imagine.
He went out there and he kept them at a fucking nil.
No, he still they lost. They lost. He did not. He did not perform amazingly, but you have to give the dude credit. I don't know. Like, first of all, I would never sign up. Secondly, I don't know if I'd be able to go out there and not shit my pants. Like,
Well, I guarantee you he signed up when at a point where he was still playing hockey, but
oh, for sure,
there's like a length of period where you have to,
bro.
and he
I'd
was
be
probably like a year or two, maybe three removed of actually playing on
oh, for
ice.
sure. Yeah, I think it was like his first time playing in like a couple of years. Like the last time he played hockey, he was a junior in college kind of situation. So I don't know, man. Like I'd already be 3 beers deep, and I'd be like, fuck it. I
Dude,
don't know which puck I'm staring at.
all I would see is pucks.
Yeah.
All I would see is pucks.
Hector would be in the back of the locker room. Yo, hold up. Okay.
Yeah, because it'll make me focus on one puck, not 8.
Anyway, and this is kind of taking a little bit of a different turn. I know we had fun with that, but Trevor Bauer suspended for 2 years. Now, full disclosure to the fans who don't know Trevor Bauer and what's going on. He was accused by a handful of women. I only think like 3 max, although don't quote me on that.
Something like that.
Of sexual assault and or domestic violence. He was cleared in court, and the MLB was like, "Yeah, that's awesome. You're suspended for 2 years." So I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
Just like the NBA and just like the NFL and the MLB and any other professional league, if you want to call it that or whatever, organization, they can do what they want.
Yeah.
You by the law have to face their disciplinary actions, but then you also have to face the actions of who you work for. So if
Yep.
yeah, they can go around and be like, okay, by law, you're cleared of this. Okay, but by your job, they need to still set some type of an example that this is not um acceptable. And mind you, it's still kind of not over because they're
No.
still going, like he's countersuing.
Yeah, he's
and
appealing the suspension for
and
sure.
and that's probably part of the reasoning of them, like, oh, well, if you're still going through legal suits, then you can't be playing type of situation. So it kind of all kind of trickles into the same thing of like the suspension kind of makes sense because by the time it's all over, it'll be around 2 years from now.
For sure. And I mean, I guess I get it. I don't know. I just thought 2 years for someone who hasn't done anything. And look, nobody jumped down my throat. I am not making a judgment on what did or didn't happen. I do not know
By
the
the court of
man
law, he's
from
innocent.
I do not know him from a hole in the wall. All I am saying is that he does not have a track record legally or in the MLB. So I just find it interesting because we've had cases of domestic violence throughout the years in the MLB, and you'll see they get a half a year ban or something like that. I don't know. I don't
Well, for
know
someone to actually be cleared, and they give the harshest.
on the first go. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not saying that, oh, domestic violence, deserves to be a smack on the wrist, but like your first ever infraction or attempted infraction or assumed infraction or whatever is fucking a 2 year
I
ban.
also, this is where I will defend the white man in the race card scenario of, well, he's white, because they would expect him to not get any, punishment. And
Mhm.
if he got it too lightly, they'd be like, oh, but if it was a black man.
So you think like watching the NFL drop the ball with Ray Rice, proverbially speaking, has caused them to like overreact in the opposite
No,
way?
I don't want people to quote me the wrong way because people will do that when they hear me. Like, all I'm saying is that if if they came at him lightly and gave him a kind of
Sure.
suspension, people would have came at it and been like, but if it was a black or Hispanic man, they would have thrown the fucking book at him.
Sure.
So now it's a white man, and they're like, you know what? We're throwing the fucking book at you.
Sure. Do you think maybe my hesitancy is because I just don't like Roger Goodell? Or not Roger Goodell, Rob Manfred?
I mean,
I don't know, man.
Rob Manfred is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I think that's the nicest you've ever been to him. Ever.
But it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
He's stuck between the rock and the hard place, and it is just how it is. Like, whether you make the right decision or the wrong decision, to someone, you made the right decision or the wrong decision.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No matter what, no matter how this situation gets handled, lifetime ban, 5-year ban, 2-year ban, 1-year ban, 1-game ban, no ban, no matter what happens, there's always going to be somebody, on opposite sides of the board. This was going to get brought up regardless of what it was, whether it, again, 1 day, 1 year, 2 years, 1 lifetime, it doesn't matter. This was going to get brought up, right? There's always going to be some sort of question. So I definitely hear you on that. And I think some of my bias against the situation is because I just simply don't think Rob Manfred is capable of making the right decision no matter what happens. So that could be it. But no, it's just I was shocked. I was shocked. Ooh, I actually just came up with another topic. Speaking of suspensions, today D Hop gets suspended 6 games, violating the league's substance abuse policy and performance enhancing policy. What say you?
All I want to say is 2 years ago when I won my fantasy chip, I did it the right way.
No
I did it
PEDs.
the right way. D Hop was not using that year. It must have been the year after.
Oh shoot!
And little people that probably don't. I drafted D Hop 2 years in a row. The year
Yes.
that I won and last year, and yeah. All I'm saying is see me in court. See
Yes,
me in court.
D Hop and Hector will be side by side
Call the
fighting the
cops.
suspension.
Call the cops. You know what? Didn't we just speak about fucking?
Oh, now. Oh, now. Oh, interesting fun fact to end this off with. I haven't confirmed this, so I was in a fantasy hockey league in which I was just so far out of my depth. The loser gets a golden dildo. I believe I will be the recipient of such golden dildo. So
What for
props
the
to me.
fantasy hockey?
Yeah, for fantasy hockey, they give out a golden dildo to the person who comes in last.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that signing up, but it is a perk.
So when you hand it back, it's going to be a
Used golden
brown
dildo.
dildo?
It's gonna have some stains.
It's going to look like a Krampus.
A Krampus. It's a good thing I mark these explicit and not for kids. And we are back to talk about the draft, baby. This was honestly, I know I've said it all off season, but not only was this off season one of the craziest in recent memories, but this draft was, I feel like, one of the craziest in recent memories. I feel like we had a reach at pick 1, then we had people sliding all the way to the second round looking at you, Malik Willis. We had, I think, crazy trades. Obviously, we're going to talk about Joe Douglas being a god. We have Bill Belichick doing Bill Belichickian things, reaching for a guy he could have gotten where he already was. I don't really know what's going on, but let's talk about it, man. So how did you overall feel about the draft? I know that you were working. I know that you popped in and out of the live, but you've had some time to take a look at all 3 days. So tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah. I couldn't see day 1, but I sat down and was able to see day 2, then day 3. the last couple rounds. I enjoyed this draft. Like you said, it's been more of a hectic draft, more trades. I mean, I think this was tied for second most trades in the first 2 rounds or something like that in NFL history. And it comes from a year prior where I think last year there was no trades in the first round.
Yeah, there was almost nothing. It was just straight picks.
Everyone picked their pick and that was it. It was like fucking a Madden game.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it. Like you said, the Jets A plus. In 30 years of my life, I've never seen a draft like this for the Jets. Joe Namath is somewhere, and I stand by this. I said what I said. Is on his deathbed, croaking. Maybe not on his deathbed. He might be at the bar and was hooking up with a hooker and went to go take a piss, and whoop, heart
Be a
attack
hell
or
of a
some
way.
shit. But
No,
he
well,
definitely is not going to be alive if the Jets make Super Bowl.
I mean, let's get right into it. I was going to talk about winners and losers, and we'll start off with winners. I think the Jets are arguably one of the top winners of this. Now, you can make arguments for for the Ravens, we'll say, but or the Eagles potentially. But let's talk about the Jets. I mean, we get pick number 4, right? Our natural pick, and we go out there and we get. Oh my god, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Ross Gardner.
Thank you, Sauce Gardner. Why the fuck did I blank on that? So we go out and we get Sauce Gardner. At 10, we get Garrett Wilson. We thought, okay, we're done for the night. We're going to go into the second round. What are the Jets doing? We were kind of talking about it on the live. What are they going to do in the second round? We were talking about it with Steve Resto in a group chat. And then all of a sudden, the Jets trade out of the second round. And for minimal, by the way, not for a whole
So
lot.
they traded a second, a third, and a fifth for a first and a third.
To go get their boy Jermaine Johnson. They told him at the beginning of the draft, we're going to come get you, and they did. Then they start off the second round getting Breece Hall, which they traded up a couple of picks for Breece Hall. And then they get Tyler Ruckert from, I don't remember where Ruckert's from, but he's a Long Island native, grew up a Jets fan. The Jets, the Jets had one. So, by the way, their first 3 picks were top 10 talent on everybody's draft board.
Well, let's just put it like this: the Jets went out and drafted the number 1 DB in the draft, the number 1 wide receiver in the draft, the number 1 running back in the draft, and then went out and drafted what was potentially a top 5 DN in the draft, which to most people said he was gonna go in the top 10 to 15.
At one point in time, he was assumed the number 1. Him, Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Trayvon Walker, who eventually did go number 1. He was in that conversation for a while there. And being top 5 in a class of those kind of names is not a fucking joke here. Like you said, went out and got the best running back in the draft, and then arguably the best tight end in the draft. Every position that they drafted at, you could make an extremely serious argument, if not definitive argument, that that's the top talent at that position.
Now with the Rutgers situation, I kind of scratched my head a little bit. I'm like, okay, so you got Ozuma and you got
Conklin.
Conklin. Why are you going out getting another tight end? But it comes out that they're not looking at Rucker to be much of a pass catcher or someone in the personnel of the pass game. Apparently, he's a terrific run blocker and a terrific special teams player. And I'm guessing, at least for his first year or two, that is what he's going to be doing.
Oh, for sure. That, and if you're, Uzama does have some injury concerns, not like, oh my God, but there is some there. So if Uzama or Conklin goes down, you still have a completely viable pass catcher. And like you said, a guy who's going to contribute amazingly on the line.
And let's just say this. Let's not sleep on like he's a horrible pass catcher. We don't know what he potentially could have been as a front runner of an offense as a pass catcher through the tight end role. Because remember, who was his teammate? Oh, shit. The Jets' number 10 pick, Garrett fucking Wilson, the number 1 receiver in the draft. So your tight end wasn't getting the ball at the rate he probably should have been because you got an elite fucking freak of an athlete of Garrett Wilson.
Right. You know, I'm Joe Douglas sit here. By the way, most of the capital gained to get these guys came from trading Jamal Adams, fleecing the Panthers for Sam Darnold.
Speaking of the Jamal Adams trade, it is booked, sealed, and done. Technically, what the Jets ultimately traded was Jamal Adams and Kobe Bryant for McDougal, who we cut, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson.
Yes. Yeah, man. I'm Joe Douglas. It's taken a couple of years. He did it low and slow, man. Not gonna lie, I'm one of those Jets fans. I just want you to turn the pan on high, slap the meat on there, get it fucking cooked and seared and beautiful, and get it on my plate ASAP. And Joe Douglas said, no, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. You'll eat what I serve you. And he set that shit low and slow, set it in the oven, and we all forgot about it. And we're all looking towards the next chef. And then all of a fucking sudden, the plate comes out of the kitchen, and now we've got Zach Wilson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Mekhi Becton, CJ Uzama, Tyler Conklin, Ruckert. We've got Braxton Berrios, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis.
We got Super Bowls, baby.
Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Coleman in the backfield.
Let me also say this. When me and Zach joke about Jets going to Super Bowl, yes, we have aspirations at one time before we die. We see the Jets.
Oh my God, please.
But we literally troll the Jets making the Super Bowl more than anyone else. So when you think that we actually believe in what are we saying as the Jets going to the Super Bowl, one, yes, we have slight aspirations toward it. But two, we are not that naive.
There's like 2% of me that's like, oh my God, yeah, the Jets really have a shot this year. My friends, they're still the AFC West. That's still a division in football. Like, I haven't forgotten, thank you. There's like 2% of me that's like, but maybe if they implode on themselves and Bill gets Alzheimer's and Josh Allen forgets to football.
Breaking news, Zach Wilson getting traded to the Bills for Josh Allen.
That gives me a lot of anxiety. I don't know how to feel about that.
I'll take it in a heartbeat.
I'm sticking with Zach Wilson, damn it. Give me my...
I like my Wilson too, but I'm sorry. Josh Allen...
Staying with the Mormon Monster. Josh Allen doesn't have a cool nickname. We got the Mormon Monster.
Zach Wilson's the Mormon Monster?
Yeah, he's from BYU. They're Mormons out there.
Oh, so Zach... Is he really Mormon?
Yeah, I don't know. But do you see Josh Allen as good t-shirts? No, you see Zach Wilson as good t-shirts.
No, we see Josh Allen as great t-shirts.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, seriously, the Jets had an amazing draft. It's something that we've been wanting for a while, and Joe Douglas was all but happy to deliver. And another winner, like I said before, the Eagles. The Eagles, man.
Yes, when they shut down and got AJ Brown, just from that alone, you're like, oh my God, like the Titans just took a fucking... I already said it. The Titans are not going to be nothing near as good as what they were the last few years. I'm sorry.
For sure. And getting Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. I mean, like...
I thought the Jets were going to take Nakobe Dean.
Same. I wouldn't have been mad if they did. I thought with the pick that they wound up getting Breece Hall for, I thought they were going to Nakobe Dean for sure.
I thought they were going to go Nakobe Dean, but you know what? With the Eagles taking that, see, the Eagles are making a real push too. I don't know how it's going to fit on the offensive side. The offensive side of the ball. But at least I know the defensive side of the ball is going to be. They're going to have a thing about them.
Yeah, you know, the Eagles are in a really good spot. I'm not going to lie. Like, if Drunken Monkey wanted to fucking argue with me about who won the draft, he'd have a really good argument about the Eagles. I'm not going to lie. Another one that's just gonna piss off our boy James from Pound for Pound and Boda Sports, the Ravens. And they didn't even do anything. The
I
Ravens
mean,
just chilled and they got fucking Kyle Hamilton at 14. They got the best center in the draft, Tyler Lindenbaum. They've got David Ojabo, who did tear his Achilles and isn't going to play this year, but is a fucking monster when he comes back.
so they pretty much just did the same thing the Jets did. They sat back and let the players come to them.
True that.
And what's crazy is, did you see the fucking post that someone a few months prior had predicted what was going to happen? They were a Ravens fan, and they predicted that with their picks, the Ravens were going to get Kyle Hamilton and then trade up for Tyler Lindenbaum.
I didn't realize
And what
that.
happened? They get Kyle Hamilton and trade up for Tyler Lindenbaum.
Yeah. I mean, the Tyler Lindenbaum pick by the end, just fucking phenomenal. I mean, easily, by far and away, the best center in the draft. I mean, hands down.
With the Tyler Lindenbaum move is what they're doing is solidifying that it's a run game for them.
Which is
obviously they just traded Hollywood Brown. They trade Hollywood Brown. They fucking get Lindenbaum. They get Kyle Hamilton to solidify the defense. The rest of their picks were linemen and defense.
Yeah. They definitely solidified kind of a different Raven style than I thought they were gonna go for. But I mean, it's hard, especially in the AFC North right now. It's hard not to say them and the Bengals are going to be fighting for top 1 and 2.
They're going running by committee. Remember, they entered last season with all 3 of their backs going on the fucking IR. So they're coming back with 3 healthy backs, plus the backs they had previously signed. So they got like 6 backs in training camp, all fighting for a starting job or at least a role. Then you got Lamar Jackson. So it's literally and then they go out and they draft 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
They draft 2 tight ends plus have Mark Andrews. So they're going full 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, running the ball and hitting your tight ends for passes. Hopefully that maybe one of your receivers ends up being, slightly above average to be, a somewhat of a number 1. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, the Hollywood trade kind of shocked me. Like, this is a business and I get it, but not only is that your best receiver, but that's also your quarterback's best friend.
Yeah,
like,
but did you not hear? He requested a trade after last season.
I saw something that he wasn't happy with the system.
He requested a trade right after the season. You thinking that he hasn't speaking to Lamar Jackson or the organization hasn't sat down all together and try to figure out? Nah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been a weird off season. Okay, it's been especially for wide receivers. Christian Kirk gets the contract of a lifetime, as Chad would say it, as a mid fucking receiver, and then the wide receiver market went stupid. So forgive me for not assuming anything. But yeah, I mean, outside of losing Hollywood Brown, which I definitely think is a knock, I do think the Ravens had arguably one of the best drafts that any team had.
Now the Titans had decent moves when they moved with the Jets. I think they moved with the Jets twice. They also moved, I think, one other time with someone else. Can't remember off the top of my head. They moved, but they got Malik Willis in the third round.
They did, and you know what? As someone who never thinks you should start rookie quarterbacks, Malik Willis is set in one of the best situations of any of these quarterbacks. He's not starting next year by any way, shape, and form.
No, Ryan Tannehill's due like 34 and 36 mil respectively over the next 2 seasons.
Right. So he's gonna have time to sit and learn and build and grow. So when he does get his start, he's gonna be the most NFL ready. You get tiny Burger King hands Kenny Pickett up there, who's gonna start, even though they went out and got Mitch Trubisky, which is strange to me.
Well,
I
they
don't know
came
why
out
they
that
went.
Kenny Pickett is actually going to go and fight for a starting job in Pittsburgh. I thought Malik Willis was going to go to Pittsburgh at 20.
I did too. I did
I
too.
thought it was sold, set in stone, Pittsburgh at 20, Malik Willis.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's the hometown thing, because the Steelers and Pitt share a fucking training facility. So my dude doesn't even have to change his codes to get into the place where he works out. Maybe it's the hometown. Maybe it's because his play style is kind of similar to Big Ben's. Maybe, but I don't know. That Kenny Pickett pick shocked the shit out of me.
Now, another good move was over in the Saints. The Saints had a quiet but very successful draft. I think the Saints would have been better last year than they actually were if it wasn't for injury. Jameis
Yeah.
Winston going down, Alvin Kamara, no Michael Thomas. Now with all those guys coming back, healthy, and you get Chris Olave,
Speed demon.
and now they just signed the Honey Badger to 3-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints have made pretty solid moves to be another, front runner on the NFC side.
Yeah, I have to say they had a quietly good draft as well. There's a couple of teams that came out of this draft that, you talk about the big guys like we did, but they're like, okay, don't sleep on this team. On the other side of the ball, though, there are definitely losers, and I'm not gonna lie, the Jags are definitely losers. You can't convince me otherwise. What are you doing at number? Look, I'm not shitting on Trayvon Walker. I am not in the slightest, but he should not have been the number one. You could convince me with Thibodeau. You can convince me, obviously, with Hutchinson. You can convince me with Neal. And obviously, I've been screaming it for the rafters. Kyle Hamilton is already wearing a gold jacket. You can convince me there. But I just don't see Trayvon Walker being the number one. I think this was one of the reachiest of reaches that you could have ever reached. And then in their next two picks, they take linebackers. You need to score touchdowns. You get that, right? And I know that you have ETN coming back from injury, and I know that you signed a couple of pieces this offseason, but I don't see this here. I don't know. This is a miss for me.
Yeah, I don't see the Jaguars doing anything. Put it this way. If Trevor Lawrence was actually going to be good some way or shape or form in his career, you can kind of put it to rest to the fact that he'll never be under an organization or a head coach that's going to put him in the position to win.
They should have.
He's under a shitty situation, and it's sad to say it. Most of the quarterbacks under the Jets organization, aka Mark Sanchez or all these guys, if they would have went to other organizations other than the Jets at that point of their career, they probably would have had better careers.
I agree. And for all those, well, who do you think the Jags should have? It should have been either Tyler Lindenbaum, Icky, or fucking Evan Neal. That's who you draft if you're the Jags at number one. Done. That's it. That's the I'm sorry. That's it. You need to protect the guy that you drafted number one. And a couple of people came after me on TikTok. I said it. This is the make or break year for Lawrence. I think if he doesn't have a good year, they draft a quarterback. I will tell you this. I said what I said. If the Jags get a top 5 pick due to their play next year, they draft a quarterback. And if that's the situation you're going to be in, why the fuck don't you pick an offensive lineman to protect your boy, to set him up with your mid fucking weapons? What are you doing? I don't. You can't convince me with the fucking Jags here.
They got Tim
Sorry, Jags
Tebow.
fans. Not anymore. They cut him. They cut him and Urban.
Shit, they said I don't need Jesus.
Another reach for me was the Pats. Bill Belichick has us all scratching our heads again.
Dude, he picked. You know what's crazy? Most of his picks were 25 years of age or older.
Yeah, and look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna lean into this pun heavily. What a strange pick. I mean, Who the fuck is Cole Strange? Uh, Again, I'm not shitting on the dude. He could play football 4 million times better than I ever hope to play. So for all you fucking trolls, oh, how dare you talk? You look like quite the athlete. Yeah, I'm a fat sack of shit. Dude's fucking probably benching 6 times my weight. But he didn't deserve to go there, and you fucking know it. He knows it. I'm happy for him. He got a bigger payday because he got drafted at the end of the first round. Good for him. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying Bill has me scratching my head.
But at the same time, can you really question Bill? If it was anyone to be able to do this, it would be Bill.
It would be Bill. It would be Bill. I don't know. It kind of, like I said, it kind of has me scratching my head.
Another one that scratched my head was Green Bay. I expected them to go out offensive heavy with their picks, going for some of the top receivers off the draft board. You just got rid of, if not the best, one of the top 2 greatest receivers in the league right now, and you don't go out and try to replace them off the rip?
Bro, that's crazy.
Don't try to even. I'm sorry if I just went out. If I'm the Green Bay Packers and I went out and I just like, all right, Devontae Adams, you can walk. You go to the Raiders. The next day, no, not even the next day. The next second, I am calling every fucking team to see how I can move up from 23 to as close as I can get. So I can get a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, like I'm talking to the Jets.
True number 1. I'm trying to get as close to the top 10 pick that I can to get the best receiver off the board.
I agree with you. I'm contacting the Jets. How can I get number 10? Please, for the love of God, how can I get number 10? You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing everything. I agree with you. To go defense with like their first 2 picks was insanity.
And they got Christian Watson, in the late second or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yes. Yeah, and again, Watson's not bad, not hating on the player. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it was you maybe or James during the live that said this is like the biggest like petty match on the face of the planet. Like Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers are just like out pettying each other, and it's insane to me.
It's like Aaron Rodgers is like, this is my fucking team, my organization. I'm gonna drain you for money, and Matt LaFleur is like, all right, I'll give you all the money in the world, but I ain't giving you no fucking weapons.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Green Bay fans got to be sick right now. Got to be absolutely sick. I almost expected Green Bay to draft like Desmond Ridder.
What was the point of bringing back Aaron Rodgers if Adams isn't going to be there?
Do
you really think if you can't win a Super Bowl with Adams that Aaron Rodgers is going to win one without him?
I don't disagree. Again, I'm shaking my head. Like I said, Green Bay natives got to be sick right now. There's no way you look and Detroit's only getting better, right? The Bears only getting better. The Vikings didn't have the best draft in the world. I'd say they had a mid-draft.
Don't sleep on the Lions.
Don't sleep on the Lions. We said it then. I said it then, and I'll say it again now. Lions are winning the NFC North this year. I said what I said. I'm standing on that shit.
Don't sleep on the Lions.
You have a coach that is like 1 ounce of caffeine away from being an actual crackhead, which is dangerous.
Yo, their draft was nice. They actually had a pretty solid draft. They got obviously the best DN in the draft in Hutchinson. They got a solid wide receiver to pair up with St. Brown.
I've heard that they did so good with their draft that fantasy-wise, Jared Goff might be like a QB1. So take that for what it's worth. Anytime you could mention Jared Goff as a QB1 is a strange fucking world we live in. But no, the Lions have only gotten better. The Vikings are getting better, albeit slower. The Bears are getting better. And then the Packers are just sitting there remembering Super Bowl 1 and 2. Like,
I mean,
I
they
don't
can
know.
continuously win 10 to 13 games in the season and possibly win the division, but that doesn't matter when you're getting canked first or second game into the playoffs.
Nah, I don't disagree with you, man. I don't
And
I
then
don't get
mind
it.
you, you literally just gave up the fucking bank for a QB that's only going to be playing for about 2 or 3 more seasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then as far as another team that makes me scratch my head, the Panthers. Matt Corral?
He's the future. Every time I hear that name, Matt Corral, I think of
Golden Corral?
what's the QB from Patriots when Tom Brady got hurt?
Drew Bledsoe?
No,
Oh
no,
no.
no.
Oh, you're thinking of Matt Castle.
Yeah. I think Matt
I
Castle.
see it. I see it. I don't know. I just they were another one that I'm like, you're gonna still hitch your wagons to good old Sammy boy. That's what we're doing over there
Well,
in Carolina.
apparently Carroll is not that bad. He's supposed to be competing for the starting job with Darnold, and I know they got another QB. They signed another QB, and I forgot who it was.
For some reason, PJ Walker is coming to my brain. I know he used to
I think
be.
they still got PJ Walker under a
Do they?
contract, but I think they got like 4 QBs battling for like who's gonna lead the practice squad.
Fair enough. And QBs, another team I'm shocked didn't like go get one. Seattle. Now, Colbs
They got
has a good
Russell.
oops.
Never mind.
um, but they went and drafted a handful of offensive linemen. So like,
Hey, they still got Geno Smith. Yo, everywhere you look, the Jets imprint is on everybody.
the Jets, honestly though, if you look at it, the Jets have left a mushroom stamp on Seattle. Their coach, former New York Jet head coach, their backup quarterback, former draft pick for the Jets, their top safety, former draft pick for the Jets. The Jets have just mushroom stamped the shit out of Seattle. And if you don't know what that is, you are too young. I'm sorry. You should not be listening. But no, so it kind of brings me up to something and two names that we've talked about ad nauseum before the draft. But here we are still with these pieces to move. We've got Baker, we've got Jimmy, and we've got Debo. What does the draft do for those three guys?
I'm telling you right now, when it comes to Baker itself, let's just go to Baker real quick. I don't see Baker being moved until either right before the season starts or season already starts where 2 or 3 weeks in and someone gets hurt. And or someone just wants to get stability and like assurance behind like i.e. Panthers are still in a lot of discussions because I'm sorry, as much as people don't want Baker over there, at least you know he'll be in the game.
It's a
He'll
fair point.
play.
It's a
He'll
fair
play
point.
and give you a chance.
I fucks with that. I
Now
fucks with that.
when you're going over to the San Francisco 49ers to Jimmy G and Debo, I think the 49ers are going to stick out with Jimmy G until after the season. I think that's set in stone. I think they already know that Trey Lance, like he's like Jordan Love. They're not ready.
Really? So you
I
think
don't
Jimmy starts?
I think Jimmy G is starting this season. And they're paying him too much money. That's why they're trying to move him. There's no point of benching him. Especially when he hasn't really lost the job.
That's true. I mean, technically, if you look at it, he does have a winning percentage far and away when he
Like
starts.
everyone wants to talk about the stats. Well, look at the stats. He wins the fucking games
that he plays in.
You know, so I think he starts, but when it comes to Debo, I think Debo's going to do everything possible to be moved, and they're going to have to move him before game 1.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I saw a report today that said he knows he's in it for the long haul, that, you know what I mean, since nothing happened on draft night, that he's it's going to take a minute, but he's dedicated to being moved. I don't think he plays a snap for the Niners.
Peep this. OBJ was being talked about potentially re-signing with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, OBJ is in a feud with Cam Akers over the number 3 because Cam Akers re-signed with the Rams, took number 3, while OBJ said he wanted number 3. They're bitching about that, right?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I just seen that the other day. What if they don't sign OBJ and they go for a trade for Debo?
The Rams won the Super Bowl again.
Or they sign OBJ and trade OBJ over for Debo?
I mean, look, the Rams are very clear. Fuck them draft picks. They don't give a shit about fucking draft picks. That shit is very apparent. So, I mean, why not? I mean, they don't have another first round for like 6 years. So, I don't know what they'll trade at this point. But I'm sure if they can, they will, because fuck them draft picks, bro.
I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'm just throwing anything out there because I don't know. I just know for a fact that Debo's not going to be on the 49ers when game 1 starts.
No.
I just don't know where he'd go.
Yeah,
At this point, right now, I don't know where he'd go.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe, again, you can, if
maybe the Titans to compliment Treylon Burks.
Yeah, the Titans, you still have don't forget the Titans have Robert Woods too. But maybe Green Bay is desperate enough to trade some of their future. You know what I mean? Like you got to do something though. You can't just pay this man to sit. By the way, I did want to bring up the Commanders are also another huge loser in this draft. I just feel like they missed on every single one of their picks. I feel like they just reached and overvalued at everything, and
they hit on their name.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think even that. I would have preferred them keep football team. I get there was like trademark issues there, but I think football. I grew up.
Goddamn Redskins, and that's motherfucking it.
Hey man, look, I've never in my life heard anybody complain about it. Now
I'm offended.
I'm not like on the pulse of, you know, Native American culture and opinions, so I could be like terribly wrong, and that's valid. But I've never once heard a single person ever complain about it. But neither here nor there. Point being, this is going to be an interesting football season. I think, like, division by division, NFC East up for grabs. NFC South, I think you're still pretty locked in with Tampa Bay because Tom Brady returned, but like you said, don't sleep on them Saints. You know,
and honestly, if what's his name? Not Riddler.
Desmond Ridder.
If Desmond Ridder starts for the Falcons, I think the Falcons are going to win a lot of fucking games.
Fair enough. They've got a younger team than you think they do.
They went out and got a wide receiver 1 because they know Calvin Ridley's not going to be there, and then went out and got Desmond Ridder, knowing that they got rid of Matt Ryan, they moved on. I think Desmond Ridder is going to win them a lot of fucking games.
I can see it. So we've got the East really up for grabs. I would say a two-way jump between Dallas and the Eagles. The NFC South up for grabs. The NFC North, I think the Lions have locked it in, but you could say it's really a 4-way battle up there at this point. I think every team is going to have an honest-to-God chance down the stretch.
Nah, fuck the Vikings.
What?
Fuck the Vikings.
Fair enough.
They're gonna go fucking 8. They're gonna go 8-9 again.
Probably, and I'll slide towards the end of the season. And then you have the NFC West, which I know that D-Hop is suspended for the first 6 games, and we don't really know what's going on with Tyler.
Brown.
But they did get Hollywood Brown, so That's an
Who
interesting team to
and I
me.
and I noticed it earlier today before we jumped on. I didn't know Hollywood Brown actually played with Kyler Murray for 2 years.
I did not know. I think I saw a TikTok on it now that you mention it.
They
Now
played
that you
two
mention
years
it.
over in Oklahoma.
I think I saw a TikTok on that. And then obviously you have the Super Bowl champs over there. Um, the AFC West is a four-way fucking race where all four of them may very well make the playoffs.
I think I got the Chargers winning that division.
Was it? I feel like you or maybe James or Braden hit me with this, but the Chargers, Jay Herbo still gives me very much Philip Rivers vibes. Somebody in our group said that to me, and I'm not going to lie, it has lived rent free in my head for the last couple of weeks. Very much has. So whoever said it, congratulations. The AFC South, I would say that's kind of up for
Jaguars.
grabs. The- Maybe the Colts. Okay, they got Matty Ice.
Oh
Matty
yeah,
Ice.
no,
And
the Colts 100% with Jonathan Taylor, and now you got a competent quarterback back there. Now
yeah,
you got Pittman Jr. who had a phenomenal season last year, and you added another receiver.
yeah. So I lied. That's not up for grabs. That's the Colts. That's the Colts to win.
Oh yeah, 100%. The
Um,
Titans are not going to be anything close to what they were the last few years. Like I said before,
yeah, no. And then we've got the AFC North. I mean, that's the Ravens to lose, but losing Hollywood and changing up their
I
offensive system is
I
interesting.
beg to differ. It's the Bengals to lose.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I can't believe I'm so used to forgetting the Bengals are a relevant football
It's
team.
the
That's my
Bengals.
bad.
I mean, I get it. The Ravens, even with Lamar hurt and most of their running backs and all that shit hurt last year, they started off hot 8-3, which was a shocker. And then they lost their last six because Lamar got hurt again.
Right.
But it's still the Bengals to lose. They went
That's
10 and
fair.
7. They got hot at the right time. They went to the Super Bowl.
That's
They
true.
got better.
That's true. That's true. I recant that. It's the Bengals to lose. You make a very valid point there. And then with the East, man,
The
look,
Jets.
I'm not well, yeah, obviously the Jets are going 17-0, first team in modern era. But as outside of me playing Madden, I really think it's a toss-up, bro. This is gonna suck coming out of my mouth. You can make an argument for the Dolphins.
I
You
was
can
gonna
make an
say
ar-
it. I said you can argue the Dolphins, but I still think the Bills run away with the division.
I don't know, man.
I
You can
think
make
the
it.
Dolphins make a good leap. I have still no faith in Tua. I'm saying the
No,
Dolphins as a
agreed.
team is
Agreed.
going to do good. I have no faith in Tua. I think the Dolphins jump up to maybe 9, 10 wins, possibly 11. But the Buffalo Bills are going to jump out and they're going to have like 14 wins.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They just lost their offensive coordinator. Let's not sleep on that. And yeah, I think the
So
Bills
the Giants
are
are
a
going
good.
to have 14 wins.
What?
So the Giants are going to have 14 wins.
The Giants aren't in the AFC East. Do you mean the Jets?
You said the Bills just lost their offensive coordinator
Yeah.
and
Oh,
their
oh,
head
oh.
coach and their GM.
I see. I see what you're saying.
So
I
the
see what you're saying.
Giants.
I see what you're saying. That's my bad. I was like, wait, where are you getting the Giants from? But now I understand. Yeah, no, remember, Daniel Jones still plays for the Giants. But no, you can make an argument. Obviously, I do think it's the Bills to lose, but you can make an argument for the Patriots. I refuse to sleep on the Patriots. As long as Bill Belichick is in the game, I refuse to sleep on them. And the Jets, man. I don't know. The Jets. This is like every fucking year. But the Jets, they've got the pieces. They've got the. It's so hard not to hop fully on this
Look,
train, man.
all I'm saying is fantasy football. I'm drafting nothing but Jets players.
Facts. Braxton Berrios 1-1.
Braden Mann as my kicker.
Yeah, right. Right. By the way, man, Matt Ariza, I forgot who the fuck he went to, but whoever got Matt Ariza out of San Diego State, that punter, man, good for you guys. I don't remember who it was, but good for you.
He ain't no Braden man though.
He ain't no Braden man. He doesn't hit piss missiles. He does. He can kick like a fucking 80-yard punt. But anyway, Braden man is better. Braden man for president. I don't know, man. This is going to be an interesting season. The offseason's been nuts. The draft, I felt, was fucking nuts. It had our jaws on the floor quite a few times. By the way, bro, we got to plan like the draft better and have like activities or something throughout the fucking night, because 4 hours is a marathon. Oh my God.
Oh
We
yeah,
were
I wasn't there for all
struggling
that.
at the end.
I
Woof.
wasn't there for all that.
Bro, it was a struggle. We got to
I
come
forgot about
prepared.
that when we did it last time.
When we were in person, I didn't feel like it was that bad because we were in person drinking, but sitting on a stool in the middle of my living room, that was tough, bro. That was tough. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be an interesting season. I think the draft was nuts. I definitely think there's clear-cut winners and clear-cut losers here. You got anything else for the fans?
Next in 6, Yankees leading the fucking league like they fucking goddamn should be. And yeah, like I said, and like
Rangers to the
Zach
Stanley
keeps
Cup.
saying, I'm gonna get myself a little Sauce Gardner chain with a little fucking hot sauce fucking bottle on it. I'm getting myself a Gardner jersey. It's gonna go. I'm also gonna buy myself a Revis jersey, and they're gonna go side by side because those. And I said what I said. Book it right now. Date it, stamp it right now. Sauce Gardner is gonna be the next greatest DB since Darrell fucking Revis.
Are we talking defensive rookie of the year?
It'll be close because it's so hard for a DB to win it.
Yeah.
Over like a D end or a linebacker.
Right. Because they have more of the stats.
I do believe he's in the top 2 or 3 votings.
Let's do it. We're gonna have the defensive rookie and offensive rookie in the of the year. Wilson and Sauce. Boom. 4 and 10 defensive and offensive rookies of the year. Bah. Said what I said.